Hi everyone, I'm Jay. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll show you how I made this delicious spicy beef and cheese pie. The measurements and ingredients list will be in the description box below. To a pan, I'll warm 2 tablespoons of oil. I'll fry 1 large onion till soft and allow the onions to catch a bit of colour. Once my onions are soft and brown, I'll add 2 bay leaves. I've turned the heat down low at this point and I'll go in with 1 teaspoon of chilli flakes. And next I'll add 1 heaped tablespoon of cumin powder. And I'll add a half teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And in goes a big pinch of thyme. I'll give that a good stir and allow to cook out for a couple of minutes. Then I'll add 500 grams of lean beef. Spend a few minutes getting the beef coated in the spices. Once the beef is coated in the spices, I'll add 1 tablespoon of plain flour. Turn the heat up and I'll pour in 350 millilitres of beef stock. And in goes 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And I'll stir in 3 cloves of crushed garlic. Now I'll add 100 millilitres of boiling water and give that a good stir before turning the heat down to medium. And then I'll allow to cook with the lid on. I'll check and stir in between time and I'll let the beef cook until it's very tender and starting to flake. This took 1.5 hours. Now I'll make a start on the pastry. I'm going to be using 12 ounces of plain flour and 6 ounces of cold salted butter that I've diced into cubes just to make it easier to incorporate into the flour. I'll spend some time pinching the butter into the flour until I get a crumb texture. Once I've incorporated the butter into the flour, I'll slowly add some cold water, enough for it to come together easily to form a soft dough. Cover the pastry and allow to rest for an hour. I've placed the pastry onto a heavily floured surface and I'll cut into 4 pieces because I'll be making 2 pies. I'll set 3 pieces to one side for now. As I move, I'll roll the pastry around into the flour so it doesn't stick to the surface. I like to bake my pies in these small deep foil dishes. So as I line the bottom of my dish, I like to make sure that the sides and corners are all flushed. I'll take a pinch of pastry and dab into the corners and sides. I've allowed the spicy beef to cool down. The beef is soft and tender, and as you can see, the sauce has thickened. I'm happy with the consistency, but if it had dried out too much, I'd just add a couple of tablespoons of water. I'll now remove the 2 bay leaves before filling my pie. Once I've loaded up the beef, I'm going to add a generous amount of grated mature cheddar cheese. And now I'll trim the excess pastry from around the sides. I'll brush the sides and corners with 1 beaten egg. I'll place that to one side for the moment and roll the pastry for the top. Just like the bottom, I'll make sure that the pastry is flush to the corners and sides. Now I'll trim off the excess pastry. And with my forefinger and thumb, I'll pinch the sides together. And I'll pierce the top. And I just like to lightly score the top with some crisscross. Before baking, I'll brush generously all over with the egg for a glossy finish. I'll bake my pies for 30 minutes in a preheated oven at 185 Celsius. And after 30 minutes my pies are done. I'll just let them cool down for a couple of minutes. There's the bottom, just like the top, lovely and crispy. I'll just get that cut open. So there it is, tasty beef and cheese pie encased in a deliciously light melt in a mouth short crust pastry. I hope you've enjoyed today's recipe. Drop me a comment and please like, share and subscribe for more delicious recipes like this. Thank you so much for watching. Take good care of yourselves and I will see you in the next one.